Good morning, my faithful YouTube subscribers. Today it is Saturday, it is March 14th. The year is 2020. As we know, the coronavirus epidemic is still getting started here in the United States, and some people are taking it very seriously, but a lot of people are not. I was just reading where a pastor here, several pastors, black pastors, are not closing their church for service, which is kind of strange to me, considering a lot of churches have a lot of elderly black people in them. You would think they would have sense enough to close the door to protect the members of the church, but I guess the old mighty dollar is a lot more stronger than life itself. Y'all know I'm not a religious person. I'm not a Christian. I don't believe in any religion. But the posts that I've seen by some of these ignorant ass pastors who need their ass beat, I mean, literally need somebody to take a baseball bat to these ignorant motherfuckers. That Jamal Bryant out there in New Birth Church, that church right there got to be the most ignorant church in South DeKalb County. First, you had Bishop Eddie Long in the cover closeted pedophile ass out there. Now you got Jamal Bryant ignorant ass out there, and he continues the foolish behavior. He's going to continue to have service, and he's going to continue to keep the church open and hand out sanitizer as everybody sit right next to each other. Maybe he knows something. When I look at black people attending church in this day and age, going into these buildings with these pastors who ain't nothing but pimps, whoremongers, thieves, and crooks, and they follow these ignorant motherfuckers off a cliff, I feel sorry for them. But actually, I don't really feel sorry for them. They dumbasses in the damn way. But then I saw something on Facebook where some pastor, and I saved it too, he wrote, if a pastor, his name is Marcus Rogers, he says, if a pastor cancels this church this Sunday because he is scared of the coronavirus, I wouldn't follow that pastor anymore. Many people are going to hide their lack of faith behind using wisdom. Either we trust God or we don't. It's always easy to talk until it's time to walk the walk. This is my opinion on that matter. God bless. He needs somebody to walk all over his dumb ass. So you want to continue to have... So he wants to criticize the pastors who made the decision. Some of them didn't. Some of them, the states actually asked them to close their services. They ain't stupid. The states said, close them fucking doors, motherfuckers. You ignorant sons of bitches. I cannot stand religion, religious people, and that foolishness that comes with it. I hate it. I don't hate the people, because they don't know any better, but I cannot stand the religion and how it makes the people stupid. Why would anyone in their right mind sit in a church, possibly knowing that you could, especially if you're in that category or in that age category where it could harm you? But enough of them crazy religious people. So the question would be, should we be concerned about the coronavirus here in the United States? So this is the example that comes to my mind. You're 24, 25 years of age. You're living your best damn life. You out partying, clubbing. Everything's great. Hunky-dory. You working. You got your degree in school. You got your degree. You out of college. You celebrating life. You out with some friends. You at the club. Y'all partying. Everything good. You drinking, having a good old time. Life is good. You are living your best damn life. Coming down I-75 back to your apartment in Stone Mountain, Georgia, you get into a wreck. And you flip that damn Honda Civic over and you get injured. The ambulance arrives, your injury's not that bad, they put you in the back of the ambulance, they rush you to the hospital. It's there when you get to the hospital that you now find out how the coronavirus is about to have an impact on your life. The hospital's full. There's no bed space. They have no place to tend to you and your injuries because they have too many other people in there dealing with other injuries, dealing from the coronavirus. The beds, people are sick on ventilators, the hospitals. This may sound like a funny example, but this is exactly what's happening right now in Italy. The bed the hospital beds are so filled with people that they literally are having to make a decision between who will live and who will die. And while they're making that decision, trying to figure out what they're going to do with your ass, because remember, you living your best life. Now your best life is not all of a sudden so good no more, while some doctors and nurses looking at you trying to figure out should they get rid of some of the patients they have here to make room for you, so they transfer you to another hospital. But your health is starting to deteriorate. So a car accident that was kind of simple at first, few injuries, but as the process of you getting to the hospital and there's no really way to tend to you, things begin to change. So you went from a situation where it wasn't that dire at first to now it's possibly turning critical because they got to make a decision fast. This is the scenario that's going to happen here in the United States if they're not able to control the virus and have adequate bed space to tend to all the patients and the regular patients, the car accidents, the injuries people have at work, the slip and falls in the grocery store, the just regular everyday stuff that happens. Life happens. People end up in the hospital. But if the hospital beds are overwhelmed with so many patients and they're dealing with this coronavirus, this is exactly what's happening in Italy right now. They just shut down the hospitals, so they don't have the bed space, and they're literally just letting the patients die. They can't treat them, all of them. So they put a system in place now. Look at the patient, the age, what's the likelihood they will survive. Should we waste our time and energy with them? We only got so many doctors, so many nurses, so much bed space. Suddenly, you might not be living your best life no more. You suddenly might be headed to a morgue. That's why it's essential that Donald Trump and the powers that be put the proper stuff in place so that the hospitals are not overwhelmed with these coronavirus people. That's why it's important that churches close their doors so that more people are not infected with the virus, so they don't end up in the hospital taking up additional bed space. I think sometimes some of y'all are just flat out fucking stupid. When I read what that pastor had, these pastors, these idiots, and here's the funny part. You'd be a fool to show up at that church because your pastor didn't close the door and betting that God and Jesus is going to keep you from getting the virus, especially if you are 60, 70, 80, or you have some underlying health conditions. Stay your ass at home if you know what's best for you. I wouldn't be following them motherfuckers off a damn cliff. Hospital filled. I keep telling y'all what I just went through with Earl. When Earl got to that emergency room at that very first hospital, Emory Hospital on Clifton Road, the first head nurse when I got there said, "We do not have adequate bed space. The hospital is filled. We're going to have to transfer him to another hospital." I said, huh? Where? I'm like, and that's if Earl had not coded in that emergency room at that hospital, he would probably have been put into an ambulance and it would have happened on his way over to the next hospital. Because the fact that he did code in the emergency room on Clifton Road, they suddenly found some bed space. Because he couldn't go no place because the situation got so dire. So, y'all make up your mind. I'm not so much worried about someone like me who's in pretty good health. I do got a hangnail. I got an ingrown toenail. Is that one of those situations? And this damn ingrown toenail's kind of bothering me. I need to go get it clipped. But I think people had better start thinking wisely. Because a lot of people right now living their best lives. And they ain't thinking about the damn coronavirus. Until the coronavirus following them in some other way. Like the scenario I just said, showing up at the hospital. Or over in China, there were women trying to give birth to their babies because the hospital staff members hands were so full dealing with all those patients for the coronavirus. The pregnant women were able to go get treatments that they needed to get and even go to when it came time for them to give birth. They were having issues. All this stuff. You can read the stories all over the news about how China was overwhelmed and how Italy is now completely overwhelmed with these coronavirus, and they created temporary bed space just for the patients to die. They can't treat them. They don't have the bad enough doctors and nurses. They make a decision the ones who can be treated and the ones who can't be treated. I think that's what it boils down to, is that the hospital system is going to be, if it does get worse here, which it may not, we don't know. Of course, if you've got 70, 80-year-old folks sitting up in church service screaming with their pastor, talking about some God gonna save the day, and they end up with the virus and they end up at the hospital the next few days later. Idiots. But hey, that their idiotic behavior can have an impact on us all. So many of the states I have asked nicely or told these churches, you cannot have gatherings larger than 50 or 100 people. But the niggas like, we gonna do what we wanna do. God gonna take care of us. God ain't saved your motherfucking ass as the white folks was whipping the shit out your ass out there in the cornfield. Now all of a sudden he gonna say today, nigga, please. I cannot stand these religious people. Despise them. But y'all do what you want to do. Do what you want to do. I know a lot of y'all going to ignore this stuff. Y'all can keep on going about life. Everything's great. The coronavirus is fake. It's all made up. Black folks can't get the coronavirus. It's a man-made. There's a patent on it. I done read so much shit on the internet about the coronavirus. I just make and say, where did these niggas come up with this fake ass shit? And they believe it. They made it. They injected into it. And I'm thinking, where do y'all come up with this bullshit? Y'all some ignorant ass motherfuckers. I keep telling y'all I don't want them ignorant niggas around me. I'm dead ass serious. I do not want a bunch of ignorant niggas around me. I don't want them in my house. I don't want them in my car. I don't want them in my kitchen. I can't stand that ignorance. And sometimes I'm on Facebook reading this ignorance. I just block people. That's oh, this is too ignorant. Block. I don't want to see that ignorant shit. Get rid of it. Get tired of dealing with ignorant motherfuckers all day long. One thing I have learned about social media, every ignorant motherfucker with a laptop and a cell phone stay on that shit from sun up to sundown, spouting all kinds of ignorance. I was like, okay, these some dumbass motherfuckers. But anyway, it is a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Today is Saturday. It is the 14th. Today is 2020. I need to go back to the grocery store, pick up a few things. I'm sure they got what I need. But everybody else was and grabbing up toilet tissue. They should have been grabbing up some vegetables and some other stuff. So obviously there's a lot of stuff still available at the store. I need to get me some tuna fish, some veggies. It's a lot of stuff that I need to get so I can get back in here. I cooked some chicken last night for dinner, so today I might do some fish before you go to bed. That's the only thing about buying all this stuff. You sure better cook it and eat it before I go to bed. So that's my next step. Go in here and cook some breakfast today. Got a bunch of breakfast stuff. Cook my little breakfast. It's supposed to be up to 77 degrees today. But you know what I was thinking? I was online looking at some stuff. There are a lot of good deals in these hotels not far from out the Atlanta area. Stuff like in Jacksonville, along the beach and everything. The prices are cheap. Hotels are empty. I mean, they're empty. Everybody's at home. Shit, I might get my ass, get money to contact the hell. I get the hell out of Atlanta, go to the beach. Lay up there and get me some sunlight. I did see in Miami that they are having spring break and them niggas down there tearing up Miami. I saw a lot of videos on the internet where all these black folks were going crazy, fighting and all kinds of shit in Miami. Right now. They ain't give a damn about no corona. They say coronavirus be damned. The niggas down there drunken in Miami acting damn fool, spring break. So you can find and stir the videos on the internet. I was really kind of shocked. Police everywhere. This is bad. But anyway, let me go here and prepare my breakfast and finish drinking this damn coffee because it was 11 o'clock. I slept in late last night. I didn't get no sleep last night, but anyway, if you like my videos, click like, share them with family members and friends. Stay out of these damn crazy ass churches while they talking all this nonsense these days. Please stay away from their crazy asses. Because that pastor is not going to come visit you in ICU when your bed is laid up outside in the hallway of the ICU because they can't get you in the room. Ignore them crazy people. But anyway, today is Saturday, March the 14th. The year is 2020. I'm out of here and go and have a beautiful Saturday. I'm about to.